Today we're going to be talking about mental health in the military, but without further ado, let's get to it. What is up, guys? Ben Allen back again with another video, and like I just said, we're going to be talking about mental health in the military and how sometimes the military could give two shits about that mental health, right? Not necessarily that's like the case all over the board, right? We're gonna be talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly of mental health in the military. But for those of you that are new here, my name is Ben Allen. I did 4 years active duty Army, then got out in 2019 and did the reserves for about a year and a half. So I have that active duty knowledge and that reserve knowledge. Should you guys have any questions, hit me up through my Instagram at the Ben Allen. Best possible place to reach me. I try to get back to everybody within 2 weeks or so. Or you can join my Discord, which has over 300 people in it that can help answer your questions as well if I cannot, right? Be sure to like this video so it pushes out to a larger audience, and subscribe. We're trying to hit 1 million in the next year or so, so I need y'all's help to do it. Real quick, just filmed a new video at EDC, which is a huge rave, and I was asking ravers if they would ever join the military. So if you guys want to check that out, go ahead and head to my channel. I'll probably put a card up here for you guys to watch it, but it's super fun, super interesting, something I've never done on the channel before, and I would appreciate it if you guys would check it out. But with all that out of the way, let's jump straight into the topic: mental health in the military, right? So a lot of times you're gonna hear that if you go to behavior health, right, BH, right, or whatever they call it, that's what we call it in the Army. They could call it different things in other branches, right? But say you go and seek treatment for your mental health, right? Maybe you're homesick, maybe you're sad because you lost a buddy in combat. Maybe you just have things that are going on in your life that are bringing you down, and you don't feel the motivation to get out of bed, or to just start the day. Or maybe it's even as bad as maybe you want to like unalive yourself. And if you go and get treatment for that or seek treatment for that, you're a bitch, you're a pussy, you're weak, right? That's a stigma, guys. That's something that the Army, military is like, kind of like known for, right? You hear it all the time, like, oh, don't be a bitch, all that stuff, right? Letting you guys know right now that it is okay to seek treatment, right? I know I've seen like higher leaders, right, thinking that, oh, if they see me going to behavior health, right, then that's going to make me look weak, and they're all going to want to start doing it, blah, 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 so that's why I don't go. That's the opposite. I know there's leaders out there that go. I saw this post or whatever that this command sergeant major or whatever would go to behavior health, right? He really didn't even need to go. Like, he didn't really have anything going on. He just sat down, talked to the therapist, and the therapist was like, oh, why do you come in here if we never really like talk or anything? Like, you seem perfectly fine, whatever. And he's like, oh, I come in here so my Joes, the soldiers beneath him, know that it is okay to go and seek treatment. And that's good. He's setting an example. He's letting them know that it's okay to go seek help, right, if you need it. But a lot of the times, leadership, right, maybe these young NCOs, right, maybe E6s, E7s that are just hard asses, right, they've just dealt with it in their own way, which is just copious amounts of alcohol and maybe other vices that they found along the way, start passing it down to their soldiers, like, oh no, none of my soldiers go to sick call, none of my soldiers go to behavior health, like, that's the bitch way, blah, blah, blah. Like, even me as a medic, like, our platoon sergeant was like, oh, medics don't go to sick call, blah, blah. I was like, fuck that, bro, I'm going to sick call. You got it, because if you don't go to sick call or behavior health, guys, and you have these issues while you're in, and they started while you were in, that's one of the best ways to claim them when you get out, because you have a record of them. If you don't claim them, if you don't go to sick call, chances are you could probably still kind of get it service connected, maybe, but it's a lot harder, right? But if you go to behavior health, you go to sick call, and you get whatever's bothering you documented, it's a lot easier to prove that, hey, you had this going on when you were in the service, right? And so you can get help for it outside once you get out of the military, right? Because sometimes when you're in, they're not going to take care of you, and when you're out, it's not their obligation to take care of you anymore, even though they didn't do it in the first place, right? So it's on you, and the best way to do that is to build your claims, build your case, right? When you're in, go to sick call, get things documented, make sure they're writing everything down, put it in your file, so when you get out, the VA can look at it, oh yeah, you did go to behavior health on like May 9th, 2018, whatever, right? Cool, we see that. You talked about depression, you talked about anxiety, you talked about this, that, and the other, right? Cool. fucking, and then they're gonna ask you some questions, stuff like that, and then maybe you'll come back with a rating for depression, all that stuff. And mental health ratings, guys, are pretty high. They can go up to 70%, up to 100%, right? They go like what? I think it's 30, I think it's 50, 70, 100. Those are like the ones that you can get claimed for, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I remember I had like a panic attack when I was in, and I was like, oh shit, bro, this shit's scary, bro. I've never had a panic attack before, right? But I was so stressed out, so full. I've always had anxiety. I just didn't know I had anxiety, right? I wasn't diagnosed with it. But I've always been super anxious, always worried about little things. And I finally went to go talk to our PA. I was like, yeah, hey, sir, this is what's been happening. I think I had a panic attack. He's like, yeah, it sounds like you have severe anxiety. And so he diagnosed me with severe anxiety. And I started going to behavioral health like towards the end of my contract, like in 2019 when I was in Korea, because I was just so stressed with like getting ready to get out of the army, just everything piling on the work and just all that stuff, right? It was just lame. It was a horrible time, but we sought the help, right? And they gave us some good coping strategies, right? Like playlists on Spotify to like just meditate, different things on how to minimize my anxiety, my stress, all that stuff. They even gave medication for it, but I personally did not like the medication, so I decided just to raw dog it and just try those other methods. And for the most part, they worked. Like, they helped me, and just talking about what I was going through helped me a lot too. So talk therapy really worked for me. Could work for you guys. Just having somebody that like to listen, to talk to, and they were really good. The therapist I had, or the psychiatrist, psychologist, I don't know what it's called, right? But they really helped out. They gave me a lot of good tips and tricks and stuff to help cope with my anxiety and stuff like that. I wouldn't necessarily say I was like full-on depressed or anything, right? That came later on when I got out of the army, but we managed that now, right? And it's okay, guys. It's okay to get help, right? Just know that there's different ways to go about it, right? So starting from the beginning, right? Say you're starting to get feelings of like sadness, depression, anxiety, whatever your mental health issue might be, right? Bring it up to your leadership. Be like, hey, this is what I'm going through. I would like to schedule BH. Like, how do I do that if you don't know how to do that, right? But it's pretty simple. You just go down to whatever clinic you have there. Be like, hey, can I schedule a behavioral health appointment? They'll either direct you to the behavioral health section of the clinic, or they'll do it for you there, right? And if your leadership's like, oh, no, you can't do that, like, right, have them write that down. If they tell you that you cannot go to sick call or behavioral health, have them write a counseling, have them write a statement of them saying why, and that they are just denying you to be able to go. Because I promise you, bro, if they have to write a statement saying why they're denying you from seeking treatment and getting help, it's gonna look bad on them, right? If they write it, cool, bro, they're fucking ballsy, because you can show that, you can take that and just go up. Most commanders have an open door policy, right? So if your leadership's like, nah, homie, you can't do that, go to your commander. Be like, okay, here's the statement. This is why they said I couldn't go. And, you know, hey, maybe the commander will be like, oh, okay, I will take care of this. He'll send you to BH, whatever. Or you'll have a commander that's like, oh, fuck that. We don't do mental health around here. And then you just go, just fuck that, bro. Because then now you have evidence saying that they were like, negligent in your treatment, right? So what if you off yourself, right? Like, that's on them. They prevented you from getting the help you needed to maybe not do that. So it's good to always build a paper trail. Paper trails are a good thing in the Army for the most part, as long as they're not like fucking you over or like with negative counseling and stuff like that. Then they're good things, right? But that's just one way to do it. That's just probably the most straightforward way. And then say your leadership's super great and they're like, okay, cool, like, yeah, dude, let's go. Like, I've had NCOs like legit like take soldiers to their appointments, like, are with them every step of the way, checking in, and that's how you should be as a leader, right? If you have soldiers, you're there for them, right? You're there to serve them. Make sure they're good, squared away, taken care of. That's your job. Make sure that they get home to their families on time, safe, all that stuff. So, like, make sure you follow up. Be like, hey, what's going on? Is there anything I can do as your leader to help you? Like, do you need anything? Like, this, that, and the other. And, you know, you obviously, like, can't give them, like, crazy things, right? Like, oh, can I get a week off from work? It'll really, you know, like, you as, like, an NCO probably can't do that, or you'd have to get that approved, whatever. But most of the time, they're not going to go for that. But you can help them schedule their appointments, help them with the process, everything like that, to make it a little more streamlined. Because I hate seeing soldiers that have been failed by, like, you know, the system, right? The system that is the military, right? Or just any service member really that has failed because they have leadership that doesn't deny them, or just that the behavioral health clinics themselves really don't do much, right? And that's not the case for every behavioral health clinic, but, you know, anything can happen in the military. That's what I always say, bro. If you think you're never going to see something, you're probably going to see it. So that's like the video in a nutshell. It's just trying to help like you guys understand that if you are going through something, you have like any mental health issues or just sick call issues in general, go get it checked out. It's okay to go to sick call behavioral health. It doesn't make you any less of a soldier. It does not make you any less of a man, woman, whatever. It means you're human, right? People go through shit. People need to get checked out every now and then. That's okay. Like, if your leadership's being a dick to you, just shoot me a message, bro. I'll reach out to your command. I'll try to get them screwed over. I don't care. But you guys need to get checked out if you're going through something, right? Don't use it as like to get out of work, right? Because that's fucked up, right? Because then that kind of just adds to why they're like that. But if you're generally going through something, seek the help. It'll go a long way, I promise you. Because by the time I was going through like my anxiety shit, and then after getting seen, I was doing a lot better. I was like, oh fuck yeah, bro, life is cool, all that stuff. But I hope this video helped you guys out. I hope you guys can take something away from it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Be sure to like this video, subscribe, because we're trying to hit 1 million subscribers in the next year or so. Check out my asking ravers if they would ever join the military video. It's funny, it's good, it's new, and you know, there's some good people in there. And yeah, be sure to follow me on my Instagram at @TheBenAllen and join my Discord. There's over 300 people in there that can help answer your questions as well. And you know, if you're going through something, just need somebody to talk to, they're there for that too. So heck yeah. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.